Come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there. Just to let you know, Amazon is on strike. And remember, they started their first, in 2022, it was their first union ever. Christian Smalls did it on Staten Island, a black guy organizing with a bunch of Trump voters because they have common interest to come against the world's second richest man, Jeff Bezos. And breaking, Amazon driver attempted to stop his delivery van in support of the ULP strike, New York City, in the warehouse entrance. The cops swarmed him and he was arrested. Workers surrounded the van and cops flung them off. So, and in case you haven't heard about the latest benefits from Amazon, now when you exercise your constitutional right to protest, we'll send out a special greeting team to welcome you into our warm facility. There's the greeting team.
Wow. Hey, Elon Musk runs that company, right? And that's why I focus on him exclusively.
No, it'd be Jeff Bezos.
Oh, that's weird.
That'd be Jeff Bezos.
Is it sure it's not Elon Musk? There's only one billionaire that's bad. His name's Elon Musk.
There's only one. Breaking, after arresting an Amazon driver who tried to stop his van to show support for striking workers in New York City, police are now linking arms to protect the profits of Amazon and Jeff Bezos. No picture better illustrates the police's role is to protect and serve capital, not the people. Look at them. Right. First of all, they all look like they're doing well on capital. They look like they could, every one of those out of shape, overweight, fat ass people get taking a paycheck. Really? That's what cops look like now.
What buffet do they work out at?
What buffet do they, right? And they go to the Chris Christie gym.
I mean, we've seen this stuff historically. I mean, we were watching that one film with Carnegie, and when he had his mill,
same thing.
That the cops
Same
came
thing.
in, infiltrated,
That's
and
right.
they wanted to make sure to keep the workers,
cops,
keep them down.
The Pinkertons still exist. The Pinkertons.
Still
exist.
Oh yes,
which is private.
2024.
Yeah. So let me. So just so all I can say is that, as a Hollywood closet fascist, phony liberal authoritarian, thank God the police are keeping the streets safe from licensed truck drivers.
Huh.
Yeah, we don't need them right now.
So, police are the attack dogs of the capitalist class. If they
Yes.
had balls and were real men and women, they would stand with workers, not suits. Another reason why a capped CEO brings no tears to my eyes. How dare you say that? Look how many taxpayer-funded cops are used to go against workers on behalf of a billionaire that could afford to pay for his own cops.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is taxpayer money out there to screw over workers. Why can't Jeff Bezos hire his own security team?
You know, Amazon's funded by taxpayer money. That's the only reason it's the biggest company.
That's right.
Taxes pay him. You know the old joke? He doesn't pay taxes. Taxes pay. That's Jeff Bezos. He gets back.
That's right.
A few $1 million a year.
Do you think? Look at all those cops. You think they could spare taking some time off and from escorting Luigi to a helicopter?
I thought they were from the Luigi thing. I thought like these are the same cops.
And so we went from having a guy in the military like Smedley Butler to we don't have Smedley Butler in 2024. What we have is leaders who require having a butler, and that's what this is. This is Jeff Bezos.
Don't forget, defund the police, got rid of all the cops. Like every other kind of worker, when you don't pay them right, they get real corrupt. So once they ran the regular cops out, now who's going to take that job? They're not sending their best, put it that way.
So Teamsters launched this is from the Teamsters website. Teamsters launched the largest strike against Amazon in American history. So that's happening right now.
Good.
Just so you know. So the Teamsters launched the largest strike against Amazon in U.S. history beginning at 6 a.m. on Thursday. The nationwide action follows Amazon's repeated. So what happened was they started that Amazon union, and then Amazon teamed up with the Teamsters. So now they're working together. The nationwide action follows Amazon's repeated refusal to follow the law and bargain with the thousands of Amazon workers who organized with the Teamsters. If your package is delayed during the holidays, you can blame Amazon's insatiable greed. We gave Amazon a clear deadline to come to the table and do right by our members. They ignored it. Who said that? That's Teamsters General President Sean O'Brien. That's that guy we saw. He spoke at the first Teamster ever speak, and here he is standing up for workers. Well,
that's why I hate workers.
I can hear all my shit-lib Hollywood friends saying, yeah, I totally support workers unless it involves me getting my deliveries late. I mean, I didn't know this was going to involve me personally.
Yeah, that would make lockdown suck for me.
Yeah. These greedy executives had every chance to show decency and respect for the people who make their obscene profits possible. Instead, they pushed workers to the limit, and now they're paying the price. The strike is on them. Workers joined the picket line in New York City, Atlanta, Southern California, San Francisco, Skokie, Illinois. That's where the Nazis used to march. Amazon Teamsters at other facilities are prepared to join them. Teamster local unions are also putting up primary picket lines at hundreds of Amazon fulfillment centers nationwide. Amazon warehouse workers and drivers without collective bargaining agreements have the legal right to honor these picket lines by withholding their labor. That's what you get.
Public-private partnership, we can put a stop to it.
Yeah. Amazon is the second largest corporation on the Fortune 500 list, and they still won't pay their workers. Despite being worth more than $2 trillion, the company fails to pay its workers enough to make ends meet. Amazon is one of the biggest, richest corporations in the world. They talk a big game about taking care of their workers, but when it comes down to it, Amazon does not respect us and our right to negotiate for better working conditions and wages. We can't even afford to pay our bills. Nearly 10,000 Amazon workers have mobilized a movement and joined the Teamsters. They are fighting for higher wages, better benefits, and safer conditions at work.
Yeah, well, the owners are building bunkers because I think they sense a problem approaching.
I mean, they do care about workers, Kurt, as long as they don't complain. It's like having health insurance, which only applies if you're healthy. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah. That is actually how it works.
I like that they exploit a diverse group of people rather than just exploiting one type of people. It's about time.
Here's what the AP says. Amazon, for its part, said it doesn't expect the strike at delivery stations to impact holiday shipments. The e-commerce giant has a couple hundred employees at each delivery station. The Teamsters mainly have focused on organizing delivery drivers who work for contractors that handle package deliveries for the company. But Amazon has rebuffed demands to come to the negotiating table since it doesn't consider those drivers to be employees. You know, a lot of times you see an Amazon truck and the guy gets out and delivers you some Amazon stuff. Well, Amazon says that guy doesn't work for Amazon. He works for a private contractor. But guess who disagrees with Amazon? In August, prosecutors at the Federal Labor Agency classified Amazon as a joint employer of subcontracted drivers. In September, the company boosted hourly pay for the drivers amid the growing pressure.
Yeah, I remember. If they're not employees, why is Amazon telling them when they can take a piss?
That's right. Amazon warehouse workers who voted to unionize in New York City borough of Staten Island also have tried to get the company to engage in contract negotiations. The National Labor Relations Board, you've heard them referred to as the NLRB, certified the Amazon labor union election, but the company objected to the representation vote and refused to bargain. So their employees went ahead, had an election. They decided they wanted to have a union. Amazon's not recognizing that union.
Well, very Starbucks of them.
Yeah, very Starbucks of them. Amazon filed a lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of the labor board, which it accused of tainting the vote. I got some taint for you.
I'm sorry, the constitutionality of the... That is a real Hail Mary. I bet it worked.
Some organizers involved with the unionization effort there have long believed Amazon would not come to the negotiating table unless workers went on strike. Of course not. And just so you know, 2 days before this strike started, Jeff Bezos dined with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, I was hoping that Trump would have a grudge against him for the Washington Post and not do what he wants.
And then 2 days later, Amazon workers are illegally arrested for exercising their right to organize their workplace and go on strike. This is how the oligarchies operate. Here we go. There's Bezos' piece. There's his chick. There's his, yep. And there's Jeff Bezos. All hopped up on the testosterone. Good
Looks
for him.
great.
There we
He
have.
looks like a young Lex Luthor.
So remember all those people who subscribed to the Washington Post and so because they were going to stick it to Donald Trump, and here he is hanging out with him.
Yeah. Oh, I guess all
Do you
those
need that?
subscriptions
I'll grab
dropping won't affect a single goddamn thing, morons.
Not a goddamn. Jeff Bezos couldn't care less if you subscribe to that paper or not. He bought
He's
that
about
paper.
going to space in a literal cock rocket.
He bought that. He brought that paper not to make money. He bought that paper so he could influence the culture and influence the government. That's what he bought that paper for.
It's like when dumb shit liberals are mad Elon bought Twitter, as if that was the big, not the coups for lithium in other countries. They couldn't give less of a shit about that.
And this is the final proof that the only two sides in politics today are the people who get how it actually all works. That would be the people who watch this show, and the other ones who sit in front of the TV as their brain shrinks. You see how this works? Jeff Bezos.
Old people? You mean really old people? Their brains are shrinking anyway.
No, I'm talking about all the people who think voting Democrat makes a difference. All the people who think buying a subscription to the Washington Post or the New York Times was an act of resistance.
You're talking about 100,000 people tops. Like
okay.
The Jimmy Kimmel viewing audience.
So hip hip hooray for the Amazon workers. It's about time. You know, they have a higher rate of injury, 31% higher rate of injury working at an Amazon warehouse than at any other warehouse. Did you know that?
What?
And of course, and of course they're screwing them over. And so the world's second richest man, Jeff Bezos, can afford to pay people a living wage. The guy's got a 500-foot yacht. That's like almost twice the size of a football field. That's his own private yacht.
Well, he wants people to go long.
Come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there.